tutorial, we're just going to look at making a basic candy. So you want to get roughly this much thread. I think it's about 25 centimeters on average. It's a little bit more than you'll need, but you want to give yourself a little extra for tying off at the end. You can use your needle if you want, but I'm not going to bother with this one. So all you want to do is start putting on your beads. Now I could use all one colour. I'm going with 15 of one colour and 15 of another. Most basic candy bracelets are made using about 30 beads. I tend to go anywhere between 28 and 30. As you can see, I'm just putting them on using alternate colours. All the way to the end. Got no beads left. There you can see I've got my nice string of alternating beads. Now you should have a little bit of string left on each side. To tie this off, you're going to cross it over and make a knot, just like when you start tying the shoelaces. Pull it tight, not too tight. If you pull it too tight, all the beads are going to start scrunching up. Okay, so you want to put it tight, but not so tight that the beads all scrunch up. You're going to do the exact same again. Cross over and through. That will be your second knot. Pull that one tight though. You want to pull that nice and tight. And then I always use a third knot. Okay, so I tie 3 times. That's going to make your candy really nice and secure. It's not going to come undone. It's not going to break. Make sure that third one is nice and tight. And then I give it a nice little stretch. Okay, so I can see that's secure. It's not going to come apart. I've used elastic cord, as I said in an earlier video, so it doesn't lose its shape. It doesn't overstretch. And what I'm going to do is cut these ends off. Now I'm really particular. This is another reason I like using my super sharp scissors, because I get really in close to that knot. I don't like having any little ends hanging out. So all you do is bring your scissors really close to the knot, making sure we don't cut the actual knot yourself. And there you go. Just your nice basic candy. Okay, for our second one, I've got my 25 roughly centimeters long length of thread. I'm using my rainbow elastic cord again because I'm making a nice colourful bracelet. This one I'm going to do in 28 beads, so you can see the difference between the one we've just done, which is 30 beads, and one with 28 beads. And this time I picked 4 different colours, so I'm going to do a repeating pattern 7 times, because 7 times 4 is 28. Doesn't matter which order I decide to start in, but I'm going to go with pink, yellow, blue, and then orange. And I'm quite happy with that. So I'm just going to repeat that again. Pink, yellow, blue, and orange. And I'm going to do that 7 times until I have no beads left. Okay, as you can see, I've now got all of my beads on my bracelet. So I'm going to tie it off. I must have cut my thread a little bit longer this time because I've actually got a lot more length on the sides. I'm going to knot it 3 times. Give it a little stretch, make sure that's going to hold. Take my scissors and cut it nice and close to the knot. Get rid of the excess, you don't need it. And there I have my 28 beads. So as you can see, it is slightly smaller than our 30 bead. For a wrist like mine, which is quite slim, I still have some space in it, okay? Which is why I quite like the 28. It's got a bit of stretch to it still, but it gives you a bit of flexibility if you want to play with certain different colours. And you can see the difference with the patterns. it can give a very different feel. Even though you've got the same colours, the yellow and blue, having the 2 extra colours can make it really brighten up, and it means you can wear them together and mix and match. So for our last one, we're going to do some with different like shape beads, some fun beads, or some letters. Basic Kandi bracelet. I've got my roughly 25 centimeters worth of elastic cord. I've got 6 yellow beads, 8 pink beads, 8 blue beads. I've got 2 little yellow smiley faces that I've chosen to use out of my lettering pack. I've chosen a pink smiley face bead, which I bought separately, and I've just put 4 letters. Okay, I'm just going to make the word jump, nothing fancy. It was just whatever letters I had available at the time. So I personally like to start with my letter beads first. Okay, they have quite a narrow hole, so you do need to be quite comfortable threading them. So making sure I put them in the right order. You can put coloured beads between the letters if you want to split them up. I'm not going to in this one, but you can. And obviously you can use square letters instead of round ones. I tend to use the rounded letters more when I make my bracelets, unless they're special ones. I like keeping my square beads when I'm double threading. There we go. I want to make them about the middle of the bracelet. And the reason I do this is because I'm going to make both sides exactly the same. So I tend to like putting them on both ends. You don't need to. You can just carry on working down one side until it loops the way around. But I don't like tying off next to a letter bead because you will see the knot. It's better to tie up between your pony beads because they hide the knot. So it just looks a bit more professional. So there's my letters. I'm now going to put, because my pattern is going to be pink, blue and yellow, but I'm going to go with pink first. So I'm going to put 1 pink on each side, like so. Now instead of my yellow, I'm going to put one of my yellow smiley faces. And this is just to make it a little bit more interesting, making sure that my smiley face is the right way round with my letters. Okay, I don't want it to be upside down. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. Now I've got jump, I've got pink and I've got yellow. So next I'm going to go for blue. And then I'm going to carry on my pattern of pink, yellow and blue. Yellow. Now I'm going to stop for a second. I don't want to tie my knot next to this bead here because it's got quite narrow holes, so the knot may not go through it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my blue bead. I'm going to put my pink smiley face on here. And then I'm going to put my blue bead on. So it's still my pattern. So rather than putting the blue on this side, I've placed it here. And that's so when I tie my knot, it's going to go inside this blue bead or this yellow bead. Okay, so it's hidden. I'll show you what I mean. Now I've done my pattern, I'm going to tie it 3 times. And when I give it a quick stretch, can you see the knot? You can't see it. Even if I put it here, it's going between my yellow and blue bead. So it's nice and hidden. And there we go. We have a really lovely, pretty bracelet. It goes with all the other ones as well. And it's got a little bit more depth to it. It's a bit more interesting because I've added some words. I've added some little smiley faces around it. It just makes it a little bit more fun. And that is how you can make basic Kandi bracelets. So you've got all 3 now. And you can wear all 3 next to each other in any order you like. Like so.